Hello, welcome to MK Recaps today. I will tell you about the first, second, and third episodes of the series The Squid Game.
Please no!
The first episode, Song is already an adult, but he still lives with his elderly mother. He does odd jobs, but barely has enough money for normal food and rent. Even though Song manages to bet on sports and steal from his mother's credit card, Song has a little daughter, Gan. He loves the girl terribly, but she lives with his ex-wife in her new husband's house. It is her birthday, and Song decides to bet money on the races in order to treat his daughter to a sumptuous dinner if he wins. The gambler used to play since childhood as a boy. They played Squid, drew figures on the ground, a circle, a square, and a triangle, so that they resembled the body of a squid. The guys had to compete for strength, dexterity, and cunning. But now everyone has matured, and Song often won in Squid. Now he mostly loses. Song took his friend and went to bet on the first horse. The horse he bet on did not win any money. The second time turned out to be successful, and Song won 4. He immediately called Gaeun and promised her various goodies for her birthday after school. But then he saw gang members to whom he owes a lot of money. Song tried to hide in the toilet, but on the way, he ran into a girl, almost knocking her down. The bandits saw where Song ran into and quickly found him. After receiving a couple of blows in the face, he decided to give them the winnings. However, in his pocket, he found only a hole. The girl he encountered turned out to be Kong, a pickpocket. Song was forced to sign a paper by the pickpocket, which says that if he does not repay the debt in a month, they will first take away his kidney and then one eye. When the bandits left, Song went to his daughter. He treated her to dinner, promised that in a year he would give a real gift, and then escorted her home. Song has not yet realized that in a year, her daughter will be taken to the United States. Her stepfather found a job there to leave the girl. There is only one way to take custody of her, and for this, it is necessary to prove that Song can provide for her financially. Song goes home on the subway. He is late for the train, and a well-dressed man sits down and offers to play a child's game for money. Song agrees, and with some difficulty, he wins a large sum. Then the man gives him a business card with a phone number. Sang-woo's mom proudly talks about her son who graduated from the university and now works in the United States as a successful banker. Sang-woo, local celebrities in the area, everyone looks up to him. At home, mother tells Song that Gaeun will leave in a year. Song, in desperation, calls the phone on the business card that he received from the man in the subway. He is assigned a meeting place. From here, he is taken by car. After being put to sleep, Song comes to his senses in a large warehouse. On his chest, number 456. So many people are locked in this huge hall too. Song meets an old man who has the number 1. Then he sees a pickpocket, Sae Byok, who robbed him, and the girl is beaten by a bandit to whom she owes money. Here they meet each other, Sang-woo. Then the organizers of the games appear, all of them in masks. They explain the simple rules: the player cannot refuse the game. By refusing, the player is eliminated, and by the decision of the majority, the game can stop. All players sign these rules and go to the playing field. First game, red light, green light. When the robotic doll says green, players can run across the field. When it says red, everyone must freeze. For the game, give 5 minutes. During this time, everyone must cross the line next to the doll. It seems easy, but those who move after the doll says red are killed by the players. In shock, most of them were shot, but Song and Sang-woo went to the end. Song almost broke the rule, but he was helped by an unfamiliar Pakistani guy. When the game ended, a giant stadium closed. The second series of the bodies of those who died during the first game are burned in the crematorium. The survivors gathered in the common room. They decide to refuse to continue the game. None of them wants to risk their lives. The organizers announce a prize of billions of yen won for those who pass all the tests. But if the players refuse to participate, this money will be sent to the families of the victims. A vote begins in which those who wanted to leave the game win by 1 vote.
Слава Богу!
Oh, yes! Yes, thank God! All the survivors are put to sleep, taken out of the island where the games were held, and then thrown onto the road in different parts of the country. Song immediately goes to the police. He tells them about what happened, but they don't believe him. Then he gives the organizers business cards. The policeman calls on the phone, but he answers the sleepy female voice of Song, and the police push him out of the police station. Detective Huang notices him. He also sees a business card with strange symbols, circle, square, and triangle. Song returns home, but his mother is not there. He goes to look for her, and in the market, comes across Sang-woo. His friend from afar watches his mother. He wants to confess everything to her, but he is afraid because she hopes so much for him. Sang-woo tells Song how he got into debt. He mortgaged a small shop and his mother's house, and now they will be taken away. Song calls and is informed that his mother is in the hospital. She was diagnosed with diabetes. Without treatment, they can amputate her legs, but there is no money. So Song's mom leaves the hospital. Detective Huang, a young man who lost his brother, his family asks to find the boy. Huang goes to his house, where he finds a business card with the same strange symbols as on Song's card. Huang finds out where to find him and then goes. The pickpocket Kang, she has a little brother. At the Kang home, she is in a shelter. Their family are refugees from the north, but the parents are gone, and the girl is trying to find them with all her might. She gave her last money for this, but she was deceived. Now she needs more money, and the girl is ready to get it at any cost. Ali, a Pakistani guy who saved Song at the first trial, works in a workshop where his salary is delayed. In the boss's office, he sees the money, but he doesn't give it back. They start a quarrel in which Ali's boss injures his hand, planning to travel out of the country with their 1-year-old child. However, Sang-woo is wanted by the police. They came to his mother's shop and told her about the financial fraud of her son. Sang-woo sees no other way out. He gets drunk and goes to the bathroom to commit suicide, but then a new business card is slipped under his door. Song tries to borrow money for the treatment of his mother. He turns to a friend, but he refuses. Then he goes to his ex-wife, but Tanya can't also give such an amount in desperation. The gangster, his name is Deok-soo. He is being looked for by his boss. His boss wants to kill Deok-soo for debts he fails to repay. The gangster wants to rob the organizers of the games, however, he does not have time to give him enough information, calling the organizers people. Deok-soo runs away from them by jumping off the bridge. When they wanted to kill him, returning to his former life, they all understood that the game was theirs. The only chance to get out of poverty, each of them received their business card and a second chance, and they all agreed to return. Episode 3. Detective Huang tracked the Song and climbed onto the ship on which the players were taken to the island. When masked people began to check the cars with the participants in the game, Huang killed one of them and put on his costume. Pickpocket Girl, when they tried to put her to sleep with gas, held her breath while changing clothes. She secretly takes a small knife with her. The players again found themselves in the common room. Song, Sang-woo, Ali, and the old man with a brain tumor unite as a team. Gangster Deok-soo also forms a team. He invites Kang, the pickpocket, but she refuses. The Song team over food, trying to figure out what kind of test will be next time. 1 day passed, 5 left. They understand that there will be something similar to the first game. So, this game is from their childhood. Only Ali does not know any games. He grew up in Pakistan. Detective Huang, disguised as one of the Squid Game show soldiers, follows the others to his room where he takes off his mask, has dinner, and goes to bed. The masked soldier from the next room before they both entered the room suspiciously looked at him. At night, one of the women, Ji-young, got out of bed and asked to go to the toilet. The guards agreed to take her out with her. The pickpocket also volunteered to go. In the toilet, a woman takes out a container of cigarettes from her Eve apple and lights up, and the pickpocket unscrews the grate with a knife and climbs the ventilation. She crawls to the kitchen and sees how people in masks boil sugar. When they return to the common menu block, the girl asked about what she saw. The conversation overheard Sang-woo. For breakfast, everyone was given buns and milk. One of the players got a piece of paper in the buns with a hint about the future task. On the way to the game, Sang-woo learns about the pickpocket, that she saw the players at night, in a large hall resembling a children's sandbox. At the end of the hall, for doors with different symbols, circle, star, triangle, and umbrella. Players must choose one of the symbols. Sang-woo understands what kind of game it will be but does not tell the others. He chooses the easiest symbol, triangle. The rest suggest choosing other symbols. Song chooses an umbrella. The participants are given boxes with caramel mugs, where the symbol of their choice is squeezed out. There is a needle here. With the needle, they must scrape holes along the contour of the symbol so that it does not crack. If there is a crack, the player is killed. For everyone, 5 minutes is the most difficult. For those who chose an umbrella, Sang-woo quickly copes with the test. Ali also completed the task. Ji-young heated the needle with a lighter and melted caramel, freeing her figure. She threw the lighter to Deok-soo, and he also completed the task with her help. On the reverse side, with lick and saliva, so that the caramel around the umbrella becomes thinner, and he can get the figure behind him. Repeat, and the rest of the players followed. Finally, Song also completed it. For those who did not finish in time, they were killed. But one of the players breaks out and points a gun to the head of a masked man. He makes him take off his mask and understands that in front of him is still quite a youth. The player shoots himself in the head, and the soldier without a mask is killed by the organizer of the games. Hwang was also there. He is up to something, and therefore, he takes the mask of the murdered red suit guy. That's all for today. Subscribe and like if you want more videos like this.